I am resident of Colorado for YouTube, Joel Sades. That is my buddy Patrick McCray. We are here to do Star Trek.
Sort of,
Continues.
yeah.
Yeah, which I had never seen this before, and I just picked an episode at random because I had no idea what I was doing.
So it's Star Trek Continues.
Yeah, Star
It's the
Trek
name of the series.
continues. Which I had no idea this was going to have Vic Mignogna in it. Am I correct?
Vic Mignogna, yeah.
Yeah.
So where
He
do you
did.
know Vic from?
I'm more known from a voice act because I was a huge fan of Full Metal Alchemist,
Okay,
and he voiced Edward Elric,
yeah,
um, which I thought he did a phenomenal. He also originally voiced Broly in
yeah, yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, I should say. And I always thought, from a voice acting standpoint, he was very, very phenomenal.
He's magnificent. I mean, he does
Eh,
the editing on this. He
yeah,
does, he's writer of it, writes
Mhm.
music for it. Um, yeah, I mean, a extremely talented guy. He acted with a friend of mine who was in Full Metal Alchemist, Lucy Christian Bell, who
Awesome.
played something. She played some character on it. I've never seen it, so I don't know.
It's it's a lot. It's a lot like X-Men.
Okay.
Um, it's really, really good. Like, if you've ever, I know you've never seen it, but I mean, I was really blown away with it as a series. Just the
Okay.
voice acting alone with the animation was really, really great. Vic the whole cast did an amazing job.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, Vic's a really fine actor, and Lucy is one of the two best actors I've ever worked with.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, she's phenomenal. She's an actor who I could just sort of point. What did she play on it? I just point her in a direction, and off she would go, and she would make whatever. She not only did she get whatever idea I had, but
yeah,
she knew exactly how to make it better,
yeah.
not different, but better. It's like, oh, you want a hut? I think what you mean is the Empire State Building, and there it would be.
That's awesome. But
Yeah.
I had never seen him in anything live action until I saw this episode,
Uh huh.
and I was really blown away. I mean, because it's one thing to hear a voice; it's another thing to see the man,
Yeah.
or woman. You know what I mean?
No,
But
he's a man. He's
no,
a
I
man.
know, but there are
Well,
women.
I make up these sometimes. What?
There are female voice actors. That's why I said that.
Sure, sure,
Um,
sure.
but I was really blown away by his Captain Kirk.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, wow! I never thought I'd hear anybody do James T. Kirk as good, let alone better than William Shatner.
the Shat. Yeah. My reaction to him as Captain Kirk is this. Uh, I felt like I wasn't seeing someone doing a Shatner impression. I wasn't seeing someone not doing a Shatner impression. I felt like I was seeing Captain Kirk.
Yeah,
I felt like I was seeing almost a pure essence of Captain Kirk than I even saw with William Shatner. Uh,
yeah,
and that's it's a strange statement because Shatner will always be the Captain Kirk, of course. But good God, he was good. I
yeah,
mean, he was really and is and was is just magnificent in that part. I mean, I've never encountered a voice performer, in a physical performance there, um, capturing the essence and the qualities not just of Kirk but of Shatner as Kirk, and
Mhm.
yet not do an impression, not do a parody, do something really very deep. And I say for the whole cast, I suggested skipping the
Yeah.
first couple of episodes before we get to Chuck Huber, who's Dr. McCoy, uh, who is every bit as good, especially if you as the show goes on, who's every bit as great as Vic Mignogna um, and the gentleman plays Spock. I think they're all Todd Hibbelkern, I think something like that. They're all just marvelous, well motivated. Uh, interesting people. The interviews with Vic are really, really telling. He talked a lot about the political compass of the show, and
Yeah.
he said, we always got sort of cockeyed criticism.
Yes.
People from the left would write in, castigating us for being too right wing, and then for the same episode, people on the right would write in, calling us a bunch of stinking commies, and which was it? Yeah, yeah. Now, it's this. I think just because there will be people who are tuning in just to see what we say about Vic, uh, it- and it sucks that any discussion of his work has to be accompanied by um, outside editorials, but because there are people who are looking specifically for that sort of thing, I think it's important. So I mentally prepared a brief statement, Jewel, if I may.
Sure.
Um,
Good.
there, as with many people in show business, especially starting around 2016, 2017, uh, certain people will become lightning rods of concern and accusation, and about their private lives, and uh, uh, Vic's a public figure, and he
Mhm.
got some concerns, and there's a lot of controversy about that. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Right.
I won't say that I don't care about if people were mistreated and so on and so forth. Of course I care. Um, that is not what this discussion is about. This discussion
No.
is about his relationship with Star Trek,
Yep.
and about the show that he produced and the spirit behind it. And so I don't stand with Vic. I don't not stand with Vic. I don't know. I wasn't witness any of that stuff, and I don't want to send people scurrying to Wikipedia. But it's not about that. And so just the fact that we're gonna get all goofy about his work on Star Trek, um and his work as a voice actor in general,
Yeah.
it is not an endorsement, nor is what I'm saying now a condemnation. It's just that's not what the discussion is. If you are easily triggered by just the name, uh, for God's sake, watch something else. Go watch a Steve Shives video or something, because he's a lovely
Yeah.
man and he's very
Yeah.
smart. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's just I felt like it was kind of incumbent to say something about them.
And even to help you, I will leave a link to Steve Shy's channel in the description box.
I love Steve Shives. I love Steve Shives.
Because yeah, he has a cool channel. Um, but yeah, Vic as an actor, I think, I mean, he shows his range every time I've heard his voice, and even seen him on here for the first time. Because again, I came into this completely blind. I did not know what I was going to be watching really. And as somebody who's watched the original Star Trek episodes of the original Star Trek, from just a set design to the characters, I mean, phenomenal, just
Oh, I mean,
completely
the
phenomenal.
obsession for detail is so right, and this sort of thing had been attempted before. Star Trek Phase Two and other productions, and maybe it's because they didn't quite have the same costuming resources, because there was a company that was going on at the time, may still be going. I forget what his name was, that was doing these exact replicas of costumes, so they looked right, but there are also some deep pockets. There was, I think, some donations, and there was and people involved in the original shows, like
Yeah,
Doug Drexler, and they were, by God, getting it right. And I really, really, really think they got it right. I mean, when I saw the first episode of this, which is one that features John Delancey, that I think Kipley Brown wrote, and Kipley Brown is the Helms woman. I forget the name of the character, and I shouldn't, because I like Smith. I think Smith or Jones, one or the other. I think it's Smith, and she's also Emo Phillips's girlfriend, I think. She's an interesting lady, but a hell of a writer. I mean, a very good actress, marvelous writer, and I remember thinking that they got the lighting right.
yeah,
They got the the music certainly right. They got the effects right. They got the costumes were ludicrous in the way that the costumes on the original series were ludicrous, and it was a sincere ludicrousness. It wasn't an attempt, I think, to comment on the costumes or to make fun of the anything like that. It was, this is how they did the costumes. We want this to look like a fourth season. This is how we will make it look.
Yeah.
And having done that, they nailed it. The acting choices, everything was about being of that era and not mocking it. And I would reluctantly point listeners and viewers to an episode of Strange New Worlds that happened this season, where Strange New Worlds, being maybe some of the best Star Trek since 1969,
Yeah.
has now produced one of the worst episodes of Star Trek ever made. Maybe the worst, which is a Holocaust disaster kind of thing that deals with sort of the production of an imagined Star Trek type television series, kind of maybe from the early 70s, early mid 70s, but it's clearly supposed to be Star Trek. And it's just a visually ugly, inaccurate, ungrateful mockery of what got them there.
Yeah.
And it is fine to gum the hand that feeds you. This is
Yes.
gumming the hand. This what this episode and the other episodes are is a loving gumming. It is not a horrible bite. And yeah, yeah. You just have to see it or not see it to believe. Have you seen this episode, Jewel, that I'm talking about?
Nope.
Yeah, it really sucks. And it casts a pall over I think the rest of this third season, which has not been the strongest season they've had. Um,
Wow.
well, I mean and considering that the other two seasons are two of the best seasons Star Trek's ever had,
Yeah.
it's relative. Just I mean, who knows how I'd feel about this if this. And we're not here to talk about Stranger Worlds. I get that,
Right.
but if this had been uh, the first Strange New Worlds I ever saw, I probably would think this was just the bee's knees. Um, but they just had a really good episode with Patton Oswalt, so
Yeah.
that kind of has made up for it. Who's having a wonderful time playing a Vulcan? He's really good. He plays number one's ex-husband, and and this is just marvelous. However, yeah, the episode I'm talking about is whoosh, and you thought it was going to be good. It looked like this was going to sort of be the galaxy quest of Star Trek,
Yeah.
and instead of doing something really loving,
Hmm.
which I think is what it could have done, and instead of doing what Vic did, which is try to really sit down and think, what
Yeah.
decisions would they make? What sound would they go for? How can we be a part of this and symbolize it without in any way mocking it? And all I'll say is that Vic Mignogna nailed it on the bean. I mean, he got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think too, like great, just stage presence by everybody. Like great. I mean, great blocking, great body language. I mean, they nailed it all. And the interaction between Spock and Kirk felt like Shatner and Nimoy.
It really did. It's the two actors have marvelous chemistry, and they have marvelous chemistry with Star Trek. But the episode in question is a sequel to Mirror Mirror. Now that we've been talking for Christ knows
Yeah.
how long, 15 minutes, it's a sequel to Mirror Mirror.
Yeah.
Taking place directly after good Kirk beams out and bad Kirk beams in. And it has no crossover characters. This is
Right.
all mirror universe, and they did a nice turn that was congruent with Enterprise by making
Mhm.
sure that the opening credits were and opening credits music were along the lines of what would have existed in the mirror universe of Star Trek.
I'm going to say this, and again, I didn't know Gene Roddenberry, but I think Gene Roddenberry would have been proud of this.
Oh my God, I think he would have. I know that for a lot of reasons and a lot of ego driven, he was not enchanted with what Harv Bennett did with the movies, and
Yeah.
that Next Generation. I won't say it was a revenge project, but it's certainly there was certainly a lot of hail the conquering hero triumph because
Yeah.
he got in there and he got a contract that basically prevented people from screwing with him, and so with all of that kind of baggage out there, I would love to think that Genius would have burst into tears. He would have been really happy with this. I can't imagine he wouldn't be.
I I loved how funny and yet sadistic McCoy is in this.
He's great. And the nurse taking the bet in the background on whether or not they're going to keep torturing the guy.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it was so good and yet so funny at the same time. Like, so, like, wait, this is evil McCoy here, but it's like you're sort of laughing and yet feeling sorry for the guy at the table. It was so good, and they again, just everybody in that room too. You could sort of read the room, and it's like they're dreading and like him doing this, and he's getting
That
his
that crew had to have the best attitude towards preventative medicine I
yes.
can possibly imagine because you would run everything possible to keep from going into that sick bay for any reason.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Like who would want to go visit that Dr. McCoy? Nobody.
No, no, not at all. Not
No.
at all.
Oh my god. But I think he did really it felt like again he did the original Bones proud to me. I mean, he did a superb job.
Keep watching the. I hope that we can do this with more episodes. I mean, there aren't
I,
that many. I think he only did about 10 or
okay.
12.
Yeah,
Um,
man, sure.
Jewel, they're really good. I mean, they're really good, and they deal with topics that the original series never got around to really dealing with, but deals with them in a very original series sense. They deal with child abuse really well.
Yeah.
They deal with the Civil War. There's a Civil War episode. Gene loved the Civil War. The Civil War episode that's
Cool.
outstanding. It is really good. There's an episode about feminism that is the episode about feminism that they would have done in 1970 with
Yeah.
Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers.
Cool.
Lou Ferrigno comes back. He's really
Nice.
good. The guest is John Delancey's on the show, uh, but they end it with a two-parter, uh, uh, and uh, and the two-parter is a direct sequel to Where No Man Has Gone Before, which was the second pilot.
Yeah.
So they resolve all the Gary Mitchell stuff, all of that. Uh, we see the Enterprise coming back to Earth at the end of the 5-year mission. We see a lot of the emotional consequences. We see what happens in this two-parter to Kirk and Spock and McCoy that totally explains why they are where they are when the motion pictures begins. We see
Yeah.
the transition in uniforms, transition in ships, and I will split infinitives and boldly say what no one has said before, but at least what I haven't said before, and that is it makes Vic's two-parter. I call him Vic like he's a friend of mine. Um, uh, uh, Vic's two-parter makes Star Trek: The Motion Picture feel like a sequel.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that it's actually the movie. It's Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and Star Trek: The Motion Picture is a logical epilogue.
Yeah.
I mean, my hand to God, you can play that thing, and put in the motion picture right after it, and it's seamless.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome. I can't wait
yeah,
to watch that episode. That's
it's
gonna be
really good.
cool.
I defy anyone of any taste or sensibility who has a love for that franchise to watch it without just tears in their eyes.
I think that's the thing too about this. as somebody watching this exact thing for the first time, meaning Star Trek continues, I didn't know what to expect, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my god, they really put a lot of work and effort and time into this, and they thought
Yeah,
this out. I mean, really, just the acting, and I think too the set designs are so beautiful. They're so
they
exact.
are, and you can visit them in Georgia.
Cool.
They still stand. Yeah, you can get tours.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Uh, Vic, you should give those tours, buddy.
Well,
So,
he does. I believe he does. There's a good chance that you can get him leading you on one.
that's awesome.
And they're available for rent if people want to do more Star Trek productions and so on. They're there, and the details exquisite. I mean, they got details down that DS9 didn't get when they did Trials and Tribulations.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they really, really, really nailed it. Uh, but I think the essence of the episode deals with the fallout of Kirk's vision that in
Yeah.
every revolution there's that one guy, and he phrased it more eloquently than that, but it's true, and that's what it's built on. It's built on Spock's revolution that he
Yep.
leads, and we see what a jerk Kirk is,
Yep.
and well, yeah, no wonder. It's about time.
Yeah.
Uh, but it really it doesn't establish it all at once. It works it logically, person by person. We see why they make the choices, and just that when people are given the alternative between tyranny and none, that usually past election notwithstanding, we'll choose the positive thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how too when Spock's going through the motions of changing the phaser shootout scene is such a key scene
Yeah,
because they stun him. They set the phasers to
yeah,
stun, not to
they're
kill.
bewildered by these things on stun.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean you have it. I think that's the one thing Vic does really well too with his Captain Kirk here with this mirror universe. He's got his crew in such fear of him. So when Spock does sort of go the other way, you sort of see the yin and yang very well done by both men.
Yeah, you don't see until Spock goes both ways. You don't see his yang. Listen, I don't know what I said. Yeah.
Uh, oh gosh. But yeah, so there's really well, what did you think of the phaser shootout scene, sir?
I think Spock's yang swung in just in time.
Yeah,
His yang was doing the thinking for him, and
yeah,
in that case, it was just stunning.
yes,
So, was he stunning people with his yang, and from what distance? But all seriousness aside, I mean, it was great, and I didn't. It was nice because I didn't realize what was unusual about it
yeah,
until it's commented upon.
yeah,
It says these things are on stun, uh, and I sure, and
yeah,
again, what a perfect recruitment tool.
yeah,
However, there is adequate tension before any of the converts go over.
yep,
And yeah, and of course, this has to be congruent with DS9 because DS9 told the story of there was a poor mountaineer who barely kept his family fed, but then one day, I believe he was shooting for food. When up from the ground came a bubbling crude oil, that is
but
Texas tea black gold. But seriously, it has to do with the story of Spock leading the revolution and that making the Terran Empire too weak, and the other aliens just take them over and turn them into slaves. So
yeah,
whoops, oops.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It reminds me of I think it's Ellie Ellington in Deep Space Nine who's the
Eddington.
Eddington, yeah, yeah,
Eddington.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Ellington wrote Take the A Train.
yeah. Which I mean, that's I like. I like what Cisco does because he goes, you know what you need a villain, so you need me,
I'll
and
be the villain.
he threatens to nuke the planet.
And he just poisons it for a long time instead. This is a guy who's done screwing around. You can only play these games with Gul Dukat for so long until someone has to kiss something,
Yes.
and I don't want to own the lips.
Oh my gosh. But I did the guy who played Spock. I he did, yeah, he looked like Spock, but he also looked a bit like Barnabas too.
Oh, Todd Haber could make a really interesting Barnabas. Yeah, yeah, why not?
Yeah, they did. I really like how he played Spock because again, it was a great tribute to Leonard Nimoy. He to be able to do someone else's character, and again, this is pre Gregory Peck's son playing the role, and really great job.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, I think this. I don't know when was the first episode of this made? Was it prior to 2009? I think it may have been. So I think this may have been prior to J.J. Abrams. Um, in which case they really were the first true pickup cast, to take this over.
let's see, the first episode 3. This episode here, its original air date was June 5th, 2014.
Oh wow. Okay, so it might have been after
Yeah, yeah,
after that, but I mean, Quinto's good, and I like Chris Pine also,
yeah.
but they're no Vic and Todd.
No, they're not. And I think Vic and Todd really they capture the original essence so well. The original characters so well. The emotions they do, the language, the way they talk to one another, the fight sequence between the two of them.
Well, you're really gonna like Chuck Huber, as
Yeah.
well. You've seen a little of him as McCoy,
Yeah.
and now you know who's playing Scotty, right? James Doohan's son.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They when I saw the last time, I'm like, wait, is that the guy's son? And it
It
is.
is indeed. Yeah.
Um,
And
very,
then
very.
the late great Grant Imahara of MythBusters as Sulu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, can't believe he's gone. And what a lovely opportunity to see him a bunch of times doing great stuff.
Yeah, I remember watching him on MythBusters all the time. Yeah, that's sad. That's just sad. What's some of your favorite scenes from this episode?
Uh, I I hate to say it 'cause it sounds so lame, but like scene,
Yeah, it's good.
every scene in this goddamn thing, and in
It's
everything
good.
that Vic does
Yeah,
could
it's
be
good.
argued to be the best scene of their canon. I know that's lame. I know it's the worst piece of
No,
criticism you can give, but it's absolutely true. You could make an argument for every effing scene in
yeah,
this episode.
yeah. Somebody who was watching this for the first time, yeah, 1000%. Because he when he goes, "Oh, Mr. Spock, I'll take your words of okay." I took them into consideration. He nukes the planet anyway. He torpedoes, photons, torpedoes the planet anyway.
That's who he is.
That's who he
That's who
is.
he is.
And then my favorite scene specifically is definitely the infirmary scene because it's just so hilarious.
It is fun.
It's like,
It's a lot of fun. It's very textured. I love the nurse, as I said. I love the nurse in the background. Uh, this is a good episode for Kipley Brown, and what'll be nice, I think, is then to go watch a regular episode because you've seen them playing their opposites, and
yeah,
now, yeah, and there's an important character who just is sort of he's in bed with Sulu at one point, which definitely makes it an alternate universe. But she is the redhead.
hmm
That's a major character that was added for Star Trek Continues, and that's the ship's counselor. That's the first ship's counselor in the Prime universe.
Nice.
Yeah, and wonderful actress, and
Yeah.
and a great character. And again, like the rest of them are giving, it is a performance of its era.
Yeah.
It is it's not just good acting, but it's good acting obeying the rules of another era's acting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, the when you see I seen where Vic was behind the scenes, he was doing all this stuff, the writing, all that. I mean, to
Tireless,
put
tireless.
very, very dedicated, and to see that kind of dedication, you appreciate, especially when they do something like this, and this is the result of all that dedication.
Yeah,
Very, very good. So,
yeah. It's
um,
marvelous.
I can't say enough good things about it.
Well, Jewel, I'll tell you what. You know, want to watch episode 4 for tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do episode 4 tomorrow. I'll message Alan,
Okay,
and we'll hopefully he'll be able to join us. But yeah, we'll do
perfect.
episode 4 tomorrow. Because this episode was really, I mean, I was blown away. I mean, very, very good.
It is. The
So
rest of the series is equally great. You will not have a bad time with a single episode of this show.
awesome, awesome. Uh, is there anything you want to add before we go?
No,
Mm.
just it's just marvelous work on every
Oh
level. It is.
yeah,
It's in the wake of the Dark Shadows movie, which was supposed to have been made by two people who loved the franchise and yet made
yeah,
every destructive decision they could. This is the diametrical opposite. This is the mirror universe opposite
yep,
of someone who they not only got it right, but I think in doing so, they proved objectively that the choices the original series made were really right choices. That it wasn't just a phenomenon of its time. It wasn't just a puff piece and everything just kind of came together. No, there are a lot of deliberate intentions. You know, every major details, every minor detail is a major exception. In the words of Stephen Sondheim, and nowhere is it truer with this. And I think they prove that the original series, God damn it, works for a reason.
yep. 1000%, man. He is Patrick McCray. Link to his Dark Shadows Daybook and Dark Shadows Daybook Unbound are going to be in the description box. Go pick them up if you haven't already. Both are amazing books. Patrick, man, I'll see you tomorrow night. You have a good one, buddy.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.